What is so funny, man?
Zunaid, I mean, I'm not even going to say it. Zunaid took all of the money out of the market yesterday, so I'm not going to talk shit to him today. That's just how it goes.
Okay. It was a beautiful day yesterday. I cannot complain. And I hope our viewers went ahead and followed and made some money. We'll find out in the chat later today.
Yeah. Let's get this show started.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
All right. How we doing, everyone? Welcome to Live Trading with Benzinga, the show where we do some good trades and also some not so good trades, and just trying to have fun while we're doing it. If Zunaid and I could be so kind as to share our screen so we can show you all what we're looking at here this morning. Let me get my screen open right now because I didn't do that as well. Ryan's got his screen up. Let's see what Ryan's watching this morning.
So Ryan was just reviewing the movers. To be quite honest with you, I don't see a whole lot of great stuff in here. We have some of these like micro caps that are really making big moves today, but I'll be honest with you, these are more pretenders than believers. If you can scalp these, great. But really, I don't really have anything set up yet. One of the stocks that I am watching today out of the open, though, one of the bigger stocks here, Zunaid will probably make $1 million off of this today, is going to be Square, right? Square looks like it's popping in the pre-market here. I probably need to log out and log back in. Haven't done that yet today. Square popping in the pre-market here. They had earnings yesterday. They had a wild earnings session. They were down initially, then they were back to even, and then up, and then down again. So it can't really figure out where it's going. I'm going to watch that. I think there might be some really good opportunities in Square. But so far, that's all I got for you today, Spence.
Okay. Zunaid, what are you watching?
Yeah, so Nvidia obviously was a great freaking trade yesterday. We went ahead and grabbed the 290 calls for like $1 or 97 cents to be exact. And I believe it hit a high of like $20. So hopefully we had someone go ahead and tail that in the show. So that's what I'm going to keep an eye on to see if we get continuation, especially if we break high, which is 315 area, and continue on upwards. But I do want to also think that AMD is going to try to get to the 150. So if we get a break over the high of 140, I want to kind of maybe grab some YOLO calls, maybe the 143s, or excuse me, the 141s or something like that to get a little bit of continuation on that. So keeping an eye on that. And yeah, I agree with the Square. That's definitely something that can kind of move to the upside or downside. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to go to Peloton because what an ugly chart. I mean, the $70 puts. We talked
about this. We said as soon as they reduce the price of that bike, bye-bye margins, bye-bye growth story, and you're seeing it.
Yeah, and especially with supply chain issues and all that, right? It just doesn't help out. But you had, the $70 puts, the last trade yesterday were at 84 cents. And as you can see, you're already about 14 cents in the money, or excuse me, $14 in the money when it opens up. So anyway, what am I looking at? Possibly looking for it to break 55 because I do believe it can touch 50. Now, whether it does it today or not, I'm not sure. But those are the stocks that I'm looking at. Of course, if options flow come in, we'll go ahead and follow those lottos. But that's what I've got right now.
Well, I'll call out here the reason why I think Peloton is down. And the reason why I think Peloton is down is because competition coming in, half the price, probably half the bike too, but half the price here. Definitely an affordable alternative. Myo Fitness is from Beachbody. So that's why I've been long Beachbody going into the earnings. I expect these earnings to show really, really good sales of the bike, more than expected. So that's why I'm long Beachbody. But with the news, of course, today from Peloton, what I did was I expected Beachbody to take a little bit of a dip. So I sold half of my position because I'm literally right where the price is right now. And I'm looking to add another spot if I could get a dip down closer towards $5 on Beachbody because of Peloton, but I think it holds 5 here. And then when the earnings come out, I'm looking for a pop to 7 or 8.
I am watching. I saw this mentioned in the chat as well. I'm watching the reopening trade today. Where's my pro? Let's get my pro up here. You're gonna see this. What I'm wondering here is talking about a Pfizer a lot this morning, right? Pfizer is still actually higher than I would have thought it would have been. I would have thought this move would have been short lived this morning, but here we are at $48. But I'm going to watch Pfizer in relation to reopening trade, right? So airlines, right? Look at Delta Airlines, higher this morning. Look at the cruise lines, Carnival, higher this morning. RCL, higher this morning. They're all going to trade higher off of Pfizer's drug headline. Is this a situation? I can easily see Pfizer giving back a good chunk of these gains because these gains in these drug stocks really don't tend to last that long. If you look at Merck, for example, when did they come out? When did they announce their pill? It was it was right. You can see that gap up, right? And then it came down to fill that gap eventually, a couple of weeks later. And again, killed this morning, obviously. But these drug moves are short-lived in the drug stocks. I'm going to be watching to see how it affects the reopening trade. They're all going to open higher. All these reopening stocks, airlines, cruise lines, retail, restaurants, all going to open higher today, right? And I'm just not necessarily convinced that they're going to stay higher. But as one goes, they will all go. So it's one of those days where you can just confidently play them against each other. And if you see an outlier, you hit that, or you bid that up, or you offer that down if you see an outlier in the group. But it's going to be one of those days where they move together because we have a macro reopening headline. And when we have macro reopening headlines like we have this morning in the Pfizer COVID pill, it's going to make the whole sector come into focus and come into play. It doesn't help. It doesn't hurt that stay-at-home stocks like Peloton are getting destroyed here. That also doesn't hurt the cause. So that's what I'm watching today.
My gut feeling is that at the open we pull back on Pfizer.
On Pfizer, I could easily believe that. Sure, yeah. I mean, we're talking about Pfizer. This company, they develop a new drug by accident every week, right? Like, come on, this is an
overreaction to the headline news. I think the price pulls back.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I hate trading Pfizer. It just moves so slow.
Because it doesn't move. Yeah, for sure.
God, it moves so slow.
Here, let's pull up a weekly chart of Pfizer and go back a long time. Look at this. 10 years ago, you were at 16. We've gone from 16 to 48 in 10 years.
I've been keeping an eye on this ticker for the past couple of minutes. Fat Brands, FATBB, and I did not have a typo on that spelling. I'm trying to figure out the news here, but it did go ahead and pop over $20, and now it's at 28. I'm trying to find the short float. I believe it's pretty.
Wait, which one are you on? There's two.
I'm on FATBB.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm pulling it on my
because there's broker. Because there's FAT and there's FATBB. FATBB, I think, is the one that's not nearly as liquid. And I saw some crazy stuff happening with it yesterday. It halted a couple times. This is like short squeeze BS is what this is, or pump BS. Somebody somewhere is doing something stupid.
Yeah, but regardless, you can see that volume. You can go and see that it went ahead and popped over the 20, got all the way high as I believe $26 or so. Just found it on my scanner here, and then just
do you want to know the float? Do you want to know the float in FATBB?
I see what we've got, but yeah, go ahead.
476,000.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I wanted to bring it up, because if that is true, and if there is something that is in terms of newsworthy, which I do not see yet, this could go ballistic. No idea what the company does. No idea what any of this is.
Fat Brands is a restaurant.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what's going on. And I mean, the market's just been hot. I don't know what else.
Are you going to play EVAX?
What is that?
EVAX is a pharmaceutical company. Spencer's out here talking about pump stocks that are getting pumped. EVAX, man, EVAX. Pull that thing up on your chart. Take a look at that. That thing traded up to, I think, like $50 in the after hours a couple of days ago. Let's see right here. Yep, 49.76. And that's back at 7. Is it due for a bounce tonight? Let's see.
That's insane. Speaking of, I wanted to go back to body because that chart is ugly, but it's also great for Mitch, for you, because you already know where your kind of stop loss would be, right? That risk reward is insane. If you truly do believe that it can get to $8-9 or whatever, I mean, the low is like 475. So you kind of have a very predefined risk. If it breaks 5, if it breaks 475, whatever. So I hope that trade works out for you. But
Yeah, I have a couple of these actually. I've been bottom fishing in Owlette. I have a good position in there. I have bottom fishing in DM. You guys, I'm up 17% on DM. And I've also went bottom fishing yesterday on Black Sky, which I'm up about 3%. So I'm looking for that. Black Sky is a play with Rocket Lab, RKLB. They're going to be putting out a launch on the 11th. So there's a lot going on for Rocket Lab this month. And I think that's going to cause sympathy plays in other space stocks. Another space stock that was strong yesterday was MaxR, which is really, really closely relationship. It does the same thing as Black Sky. So that's why I went after Black Sky. Wasn't able to catch the MaxR move, but I'll go after a relationship in that industry.
I'm going to buy Snapchat this morning, I think.
Why Snap?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I was talking about it for a couple days. I'm gonna buy Snapchat. I kind of got talked out of it yesterday, but I'm gonna buy it today with the idea being I'll stop myself out at the low from yesterday, which was 51.47. We're 60 cents away from that right now. I think that's the low of this whole recent move. Yes, it was.
I think 51.47 would be that low.
Yep. I saw that. I'm gonna buy a Snapchat this morning, and I'll throw out a stop order, a stop loss at 51.40 or something like that, and just playing the bounce here, playing the bounce in Snapchat. Not trying to call the bottom because if it goes down, I'm done, but playing a eventual bounce.
I remember when Snapchat used to be a $6 stock.
Dude, I got Snapchat for free. That's the stock I got I was like,
really?
oh, really? That was my reaction. They gave me a share of Snapchat when I got my Webull account, and I was like, ugh, this dog.
So to me, Spencer, I think you're going to get a move down towards that specific level, 51.47.
Yeah, well,
and you could get your entry there versus your risk there. But that's just my personal opinion on how I would attack this stock. Yeah. But I know you're not worried about a point or two.
Wait. Rogupta is asking.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Rogupta, are there ways? Sure. Are there legal ways? No.
Also, how are you paying 50% on short-term gains? I don't know what tax bracket income you got going on.
Maybe you're in Canada.
What's the short-term capital gains tax for?
It's should be like 40%.
Yeah, I was gonna say the max I've seen is like 35.
35 to 40.
Yeah,
depends on the state you're living in.
Yeah,
true. It depends on also your regular income otherwise. But
it could be in Canada.
50% does seem high. You're right.
I think that's what Dennis pays.
They're trying to do that here.
I think that's what Dennis pays. Literally.
Yeah, I mean he's 50%. Also in Canada and
all right, so
that's a different area.
I'm gonna run through some plays here for you guys. One thing that I've been doing, guys, is keeping more of a weekly list of what's moving. And so I'm gonna run through the list. I'm not gonna go through every single stock. Maybe someone else can run through them as I name them. But going through each one of these would just take an hour. But at least giving you guys a list to write down some names, and then maybe you guys can take a look at the open. Okay, so what's been moving lately? I'm going to go first with the meta names. So Facebook, KOPN, VRAR, WIMI, IMMR, MTTR, and MPAC. Those are the plays in the meta that I have. Then I could go into my momentum names this week. You could look at Lucid. You could look at Plug, DM, QS. Slug was moving earlier in the week. Look for that to continue. Tesla's been moving significantly. Of course, we're going to look at some of the major meme names you can fill in there. You guys all know the meme names. Gambling. Let's see what happens with DKNG today. with the Penn story. We're not going to get all into that Penn story, but one thing that I'm looking for is for DKNG to go down to these levels is just getting interesting for me as an investment, because if Penn's going to get hurt so much from this Portnoy story, to me, I think the market share, where does it go? The market share to me goes to DraftKings, which is the leader right now. So I'll be paying attention to DraftKings and seeing if I can get the weekly low. 35s and 30s seem interesting for me for DraftKings. EV, I already mentioned Lucid, but Fisker has been moving forward. GM, you guys can keep a watch on that. And then Clean Energy, FSIL, you can look at that. Plug Power, Pola is one that I saw setting up yesterday. So I will show you guys that chart. I've been watching this one for a while, started pushing on up. Would look for this one to break through 6 today. Did get a nice lift yesterday from about 5 up there towards 550 and then holding sideways there. Look for that one to move. And another one that I like is HTOO. This is Fusion Fuel Green. Look at this hourly chart. We'll look for this one to break through 1350s and make a run to 14 today. We'll see if that can get moving. And like always, guys, of course, I'm going to keep watching my AMC and GME. I actually added to AMC yesterday, so I'm looking for a continuation move today. We'll see if we get it in GME and AMC. We'll see what happens. You guys smash the like. Let's keep it going.
There you go.
Yeah, let's get those likes up. Where are we at in the like front? I'll tell you where we're at.
By the way, if anyone played,
Let's keep it going.
if anyone played AMD or obviously especially Nvidia last night, or yesterday,
So
let us know in the chat.
we're going to play a game here. We need to beat pre-market prep because Spencer was slacking on pre-market prep. So you guys hit the like button and let's be dumb. And we're going to have a competition weekly and we're going to have to reward each other who can do more likes. Because if we got 600 people, you guys got 1,600. Spencer, you're going to have to step it up. We're going to have a battle.
Okay, we can play that game. We're at 127.
Wow. That
Spencer
was
just straight up shrugged him off.
I've ever
Spencer,
seen.
you got to step up your game, bro. You got to step it up, bro. I'm sorry.
The
Spencer
disrespect was
just looked
dripping
at Mitch like,
off.
no.
The truth is, likes is what determines the algo. And if you don't do it, we can't grow. So it's up to you, man.
We asked Spencer to hang out and said he got a lecture. He done messed up, Spencer. Oh, speaking of Spencer, hey, we talked about Ford and how great of a swing it could possibly be into the Rivian
Can't
trade.
believe it. Freaking
And look at that, baby.
can't believe
It's
Ford.
been on fire. Trying to figure out where my positions are on E-Trade. So
We're going to 20 today. Like
So that's what I'm hoping. I was telling the chat yesterday. I'm up about 172% as of close yesterday on my swing, and I was like, I'm not selling. I'm not, because the whole hype that I'm expecting is next week, right? So I would not be surprised if we went ahead and got to 20 and then some by the IPO hype. And it's just been. I mean, just
wait.
look at that.
Do we know what day that is? Maybe we have it in pro. Let me look it up right now. We know what day of the week the Rivian thing is.
Let's see. So they are.
For Matt Hammond knows. RIV.
I see November 9th.
Is that's Tuesday.
As of 3 days ago, but I don't know if
All
that's the most accurate, but I see November 9th. So
Okay.
especially that Monday hype buildup, I will probably sell at least half. I'll tell you what, if this gets to 20, which again, most likely I'll sell 1/4. And then if on Monday, if it's up, I'll sell half and then enjoy whatever may come on Tuesday. But this one I was happy with because I usually suck at swings, but
No,
this one
very
worked
nice
out.
job. Very nice
Thank you.
job.
Thank you. But
anyone think
right.
Peloton will dump even more at the Tiny Pie? I'm wondering myself. I was watching Peloton last night. I was at the office late. I was watching it at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I was wondering, like, is it going to open at 4 a.m. at like 55, 52? I wasn't sure. We're higher than that right now, but I'm wondering if Peloton gets to 50 today. I really am, because this thing, it is absolutely brutal. I'm sorry for everyone who's long from the last 13, 14, 15 months, because you're underwater now, but this is a tough one, man. And the question we were asking all the way up is, has there ever been a fitness trend that was not short lived. And oh no, but Peloton's different. Well, it turns out it maybe it's not that different. But,
Yeah, no, for sure. And of course, the supply chain issues didn't help whatsoever. But I'm glad you mentioned the short, because if it goes ahead, and matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right over here. I would love for it to go all the way up to $59, because I will go ahead and grab puts. And if it breaks 60, I'll go ahead and cut my losses. Or if it goes ahead and breaks the low, which is right over here, I believe the low is 56.29. We'll go ahead and grab some puts, because I agree with you. I would not be surprised if it goes to 50, and I'm willing to risk a little bit of money to see that happen.
Because now you're in a situation where there's basically like everyone is ganged up on this thing, right? Like you have everyone on the same side, and there was like, because it's all about sentiment, right? And the sentiment is just so negative. It wasn't even necessarily this report. It was the whole year. It was their prior guidance cut from August, right? The fact that they said that they were pretty confident in their inventories. Who's confident in their inventories right now? No one. What does it tell you? It means that stuff's not flying off the shelves.
So
that's what it tells me.
Let's do this, right? We only have a minute left. We all know that there's supply chain issues, right? That's a given. What stocks can benefit from that, especially come Christmas time?
You're a little late, Zunaid.
Etsy, man. Have you seen Etsy recently?
Etsy had a real one.
Hey,
they reported earnings like
Etsy
what?
Chart.
They reported earnings.
Look at Overstock. Look at Wayfair.
Well, if we admit, I don't understand how we're late, because we might not have gotten the bottom, but you still have a month and a half of people trying to buy presents and whatever else.
Markets usually, I look for 2 or 3 months ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Mitch.
So if that's the case, then what do you feel would be the Q1 move then?
So we're going to start looking back, and to me, it's energy. Energy has been the sector that's starting to slowly stop being in the focus, but could come back into the focus. Of course, this has to do with just infrastructure.
And then ESG, I would add to that, right?
Yep,
so environmental plays that tie into
clean energy plays. Yeah, ESG plays. That's kind of what I would look for going into January. But it's all about that. I expect, like Spencer was talking about, and we got to give Spencer the daps on this. That he was talking about how people were going to go buying for the holidays early. Now he actually eventually made me start looking for that trade.
I mean,
how early do you? Do you already got your Christmas presents?
Not me, but I think I've heard people.
No, you act like I do what I say, which I don't. But
and look, I get the whole the market's already priced in, right? I understand the market is forward looking. There's no denying that. But there's a reason that Etsy went ahead and had this move, because not everything can be potentially priced in, because the unknowns are still there, right? And I feel like there are some things where you can go ahead and pick up. For example, you've got Pinterest that is just brutal right now, so that could be something where if you believe that their subscription growth is going to be there.
I'll give you one, Zunaid, that I still feel like has been lagging is Ulta. Ulta actually got hit on the earnings, but is coming back, and I think it could come back. So Ulta is one that I would keep a watch.
By the way, you've got Pre-Science Point Capital Management 4 minutes ago went ahead and tweeted that they are long pen gaming.
That's dangerous, man. I would not play that game today. I'd play the long DraftKings game, but I wouldn't play the long pen game today. Just my personal opinion. Lean Wolf, or Leanne Wolf. Let me say that right. If your stream is fuzzy, so go to the bottom right corner, find that wheel, turn it to 1080. You should be seeing us in 1080, and then that should take away the fuzziness for you.
By the way, congratulations to Spy.
Congratulations to Spy. I like it.
High, yeah.
Right. Let's see if there's any cool options coming in so far right out the gate.
Oh shoot!
I'm hearing a little bit of an echo.
Darn it.
Guys, the TLT is moving up significantly. Just broke through 147.92, which was my alert line. So TLT moving up.
All right. I got cute here. I got cute here with my Snapchat, and I threw out a limit order at 52. I'm not we're now up a $0.50. I'm not going to chase it now, but if I get a fill, cool. If not, then my order is sitting there at 52. But we're up 60 cents now since I placed that order. So I may not get a fill, but it is what it is.
Why fill my order? Jesus. Thank you.
So what went down out the gates?
I'm gonna keep an eye on Facebook here. Went ahead and grabbed just a small one, just so I'm in the position on Facebook. It's going to be the what is this? The 342.50 calls went and got filled at $1.66. Hoping for a move and a break of 342. I will go ahead and sell this if we get to low of day, but I'll be honest, it might just end up being a YOLO. But that's what I just picked up.
Guys, I'm kind of glad I sold half of that body position. It's already down towards 5. And that's why I was kind of concerned about this. It's not that I don't think Body's going to have a good reaction eventually to their earnings, but Peloton could hurt it. That news could affect it. So to me, I was up here towards 530s. I wasn't going to hold on and let it just start tanking on me, make me feel like that negative feeling. So I cut half of it, giving my ability to add that half back if I can see it slow down. So we'll see what happens with Body, but definitely a downturn there. Let's see Peloton. Looks like sideways action right now at the gates, but definitely some good volume right out the open there, about 2 million shares. You want to see it above that high. That high was 57.74.
Good night. Roy Malang has had a tough day. It took his profits, his Airbnb, and he's taking his ball and he's going home. So hard day at the office for Roy.
I'm so annoyed about Airbnb. I called this out for a while, and it stopped me out that one day. Goldman Sachs. Fucking Goldman Sachs.
Did you get sacked?
I got sacked
You got
hard.
Goldman sacked.
Look at that candle. Look at this candle.
Oh, wait a minute.
Look at that Harmy. It went down towards
that's
154.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were actually talking about Goldman Sachs for a second.
No, Goldman Sachs was the one that put a bad rating that day, and they sacked my ass.
That'll happen. All right, I'm looking at my scanner tool, right, that I use every day in Benzinga Pro. Gainers and losers from the open on the left, gainers and losers from the last 5 minutes on the right. And I look for trends. I look for names that I know are related, right? I have some filters on here, so I'm not getting everything. I filter out some of the low price stuff, but just looking for patterns that I see. How's our reopening trade doing? Yep, still higher. Taking no heat on the airlines, no heat on the cruise lines.
We'll take a look at the sectors today. So
Pfizer though is taking heat. So this is okay. This is interesting now because Pfizer just hit 47 even a few minutes ago, and our reopening trade is still in play.
Alerted trade, guys. Fossil bouncing off there past my alert of 1328s. Looks interesting today. Nice daily chart too.
If Nvidia can go ahead and get to 305.50, I'll grab some calls. I'm going to set an alert.
Mitch, good call earlier on you're playing the DraftKings instead. That's popping right here on the open, right after the earnings.
Because they're down for no reason. That's my problem. They're down because of a competitor, and the competitor going down is an actual good thing.
Well, their earnings
not a bad thing for.
I don't think their earnings were particularly good.
They weren't bad. Go into
I don't know if they were that bad, but I don't know if they're that good either.
Look here, I'll show you. DraftKings reported revenue of $213 million, an increase of 60% compared to $133 million during the same period, 2020.
Yeah, but their guidance was light. I thought like a little bit, nothing like horrendous, nothing like Peloton, right? But
but light doesn't necessarily knock you down. It's
usually it does.
The market will tell you what's what.
You know what though? Penn is bouncing here too. We got some dip buyers in Penn this morning.
There was wasn't there a Presence Point Capital tweets over the past few months, Penn has steadily gained share. Once the dust settles, Barstool's brand loyalty will differentiate itself from its competitors. I mean, it looks like that's a defense.
That's tweet. That's the thing is like with Penn here. We'll pull up a Penn chart. When you've got a stock like this, like it always looks amazing in hindsight when whoever bought the bottom, right?
But all right, guys, hold on. Just want to interrupt here. So leading sector right now is real estate. I wanted to find out why. There is a past runner here, AHT, that just did a nice push. I'd keep this one on watch. We've been seeing stocks go parabolic lately, and this was an old runner. You can look for the parabolic. Let's see what happens here. This is not what I would call parabolic, but definitely a nice move right out the gate, 7% up. So keep your eyes on that. I'll call out some other ones in there: RHP, PEB, but it looks like Hotel and Motels up about 5% right out the gates. And if you look for the open change daily, it's almost up a whole percentage point. But yeah, I'd call that one out just because I've seen that one run before, and I don't want people to miss it if this one does just start ripping today.
What would you guys look for in a chart like Penn for potential long-term, in order for you to get interested? Not for a day trade, for a longer-term position, swing trade or longer. What would you want to see?
The monthly support.
I'd want to see capitulation to support on some non-material story like the Portnoy story we just got.
Can you explain that a little more?
Explain that a little more.
So I want to buy this when sellers are puking it, right? So when everyone thinks that this is tired and this is done and it can't possibly go any higher, that's when I'm interested in it. And I would really like for that to happen on something not material to the business. So I don't want there to be, a recent bad earnings report or anything of that nature. How many times has Portnoy had some type of sex scandal?
I don't know. Now?
6?
Half dozen?
Yes,
6?
but I think this one's a little bit different, Ryan. In my personal opinion, I think this is the one that gets him fired from Barstool. And if he gets fired from Barstool, will Barstool still have that brand recognition moving forward? I think this could be the starting to the end of Barstool.
That is an interesting take.
Real quick, Peloton.
I'm not going to go that far. I'm not there yet.
I personally think so.
Peloton, I want to grab some puts. I want to grab the $56 puts.
You said you were going to do it.
Yep, and my alert went off, as you can see here. Now, I will get stopped out if this breaks 57.50 to the upside. But I did go and grab some puts. My fill is $1.87, $56 puts.
Are you in today's? Yeah, you must be.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Ain't nobody got time to wait next week. By the way, Nvidia 311. Completely missed this one. Too focused on Facebook, but hopefully you guys got a chance to check out the levels and make a play, but I completely missed it. Would not be surprised if this goes to 315. So if this does a retest, Nvidia does on 310, I would be a buyer, especially if it comes all the way down to 300. I would. You know what? I don't know why my alert didn't go off. I had it right there. I don't know. Whatever. Now I'm going to delete this nonsense. But anyway, that's what I'm looking at. I do believe it'll get to 315. We'll find out if that's the case. And Peloton, I went ahead and got stopped out as it just completely busted through VWAP.
All right, guys.
Like it did.
Funko moving today, GT moving today, Goodyear. These are all on consumer cyclicals. So calling out some of those. Shaq moving up 16%. It's an interesting one. I didn't expect to see so strong. Kind of a reopening play. Also, Live Nation moving up today. Of course, they've been recently released that NFT tickets. So I've been actually looking for MSG, the Madison Square Garden Entertainment, to release kind of the same news. And also you could look at Seats to try to release that same news and kind of get that same lift. That's Vivid Seats. I actually use Vivid Seats.
Someone keeps asking about Bed Bath in the chat.
Yeah, let's take a look here.
I mean, yeah, it's up. It's up. Whatever. It was just
there.
Up
It is
50 cents. I would say though, like, call me when it gets to yesterday's high. Yesterday's high was right at the open. It was 20.72. So then that occurred in the first 15-minute bar. So let's slow down a second here, because that could happen again here. Call me when we get above 20.72, and if we can make a high after 9:45, if we can go higher in the second 15-minute bar of the day.
Real quick, I went ahead and got into the Peloton puts again. I don't know what the hell that was, but I went and got back in. I will get stopped out above 48. That weird ass candle. Sorry, that was annoying.
That's okay.
We forgive you. It's okay.
Thank you.
Oof, that DKS. I'm kind of mad I got out of that one. BGFV and DKS were monsters. I'm glad I talked about BGFV yesterday. I talked about it before they kind of made that big run, and look at that move that it made yesterday, guys. That was a monster move.
So just to show what I was showing on the chart, this is not complicated stuff, right? The high of yesterday in Bed Bath occurred in the first 15-minute bar of the day. I don't see any bullish setup until we get today. We get above yesterday's high, which we have not done, and B, we make a high after 9:45. If we can make any high after a high of the day after 9:45, then at least you have something to lean on. You can lean on the open, right? You can say, hey, I'll take a trade here, stop myself out at 2068, or even the low of the day, which is what 1981. But we saw the same thing happen yesterday in Bed Bath. The same thing. So let's just wait a couple minutes. Let's see how this shakes out. I don't really see a setup right now.
Your reopening trade's doing really well in resorts and casino and lodging.
That's so funny. That's so funny because Pfizer is not doing well. It's still higher for the day, but it's down from the open.
So one pointed out Hyatt. Look at Hyatt H. Look at that move. 6.8% move through the 90s. Nice move on up. Marriott also moving on up. Hilton also moving on up. Hilton's been a monster lately.
And someone just pointed out Airbnb, which is sort
Yeah.
of
And guys, I'm sorry I'm quiet. Is anyone else watching ALZN besides me and Hertz Scrambler? This thing
I think GQ and Hertz.
Oh my god, this thing is all over the place. The amount of volume.
Let us know.
Is like mind blowing. Like
stopped out of Peloton again. Jesus.
ALZN through 3. I think there's going to be a trade here. I mean, and I'm not in this because it's just moving too fast for me. Here, let me pull up my broker so I can give you something.
Yeah.
Because the charts my chart for whatever reason, I'll get it diagnosed out of here. But I mean, look at this. Look at and there's just the amount of size coming through this name. This thing wants 3 for sure. This thing wants to push through 3. It's all over the place. There it goes through 3. Here's 303 where it stopped before. Through. Look to keep pushing here, man. This is just look at that pull. Oh god, this is crazy. This is why I'm not in it, because this thing is all over the place. But my goodness, 309 high. We're gonna take that out here. There we go. Now it's gone. Okay, there we go. Now it's gone. Oh, what a trader. What a monster.
I'm so annoyed with Peloton still.
That was
I
fun,
don't know
right?
what the hell was going on.
God, the volume stick on today is going to be huge.
I love a big old volume stick.
Oh, man.
I love like the huge volume outliers, right? There's one.
That's exactly what I'm trying to trade off of. And I'll be honest with you. This is a little too fast for me. I don't know that I'm skilled enough to really trade something like this. There is so much volume. That thing is moving around really, really fast. Good setup though. 292, I believe.
All right. If I put a stop order on half of my position for outlet, it didn't rocket out the gates. I wanted to see it continue momentum. Now, one thing that I did do on this name is I added for the momentum push. Now I'm going to take those shares off if it doesn't keep moving. I'll keep my original shares, but I'm looking for the stock to keep moving. But at the same time, I'm not going to put myself in a position of risk. Whenever I get into momentum positions, I want to go ahead and increase size. It's okay, but know exactly where the level is that I'm expecting the momentum to come in. And if it doesn't, get out, because that's the difference between trying to kind of catch a big winner or gamble. To me, that's the difference right there.
Real quick, Mitch, great call yesterday on swinging OWLT. If you recall correctly, I tried to day trade it. Zunaid jumped into. We actually both got stopped out. Now the loss was pretty small. It was manageable, but you actually had the right strategy for day trading that, for swing trading that. And to be quite honest with you, if I had added a little bit on that pullback and then swung it into the next day, I'd be sitting pretty this morning. That's of course hindsight. I just wanted to give you credit because it seems like OWLT, the better trade was the swing trade, not the scalp trade that I was trying to go for sure.
SPACs are so the liquidity issue is the problem a lot of the times. Unless you're seeing them monster like just take off, it's very, very hard to day trade them.
Just a couple of trades that I'm personally in. The Peloton one, I'm not going to lie, I'm being stubborn. I added to my position in terms of puts. I added the $57 puts because I don't believe this will break 60. I could be wrong. It's on a short 5-minute trend, uptrend in terms of momentum and all that. But I don't know. Guys. Maybe it'll fill the gap, but we'll go ahead and see.
I might take a trade here. This would be a swing trade going into next week. This is TRVG. I want to get it at 270s. Yep. I have an alert set, and it just alerted me to it.
And so what's your thesis on this? This is interesting.
So a lot of it has to do with you've seen lodging do really great, right?
Yep.
Who's probably doing some bookings? Probably
Trivago.
Trivago.
Gotcha.
So if you look at
a dog, Trivago's been a dog.
yes, it has been a dog, but dogs can make you money.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Oh, Mitch.
That's
Dogs can
interesting.
make you
Yes, it
money.
has.
I agree. I mean, look at the chart. The chart don't lie.
Anthony, congratulations on your last few weeks. Manage that thing. We'll be back at it Monday. Have a good one, my man.
Let me see if I
Don't
get
forget
that
to give
pull
us a
back
like
to
if we
270.
made you some money.
Hey, on the way out, drop us a like. Appreciate
Bang.
it.
There you go.
Drop us the like.
Facebook went ahead and hit the 343s, and now it's just coming right on back down. Don't break that, Peloton. Don't break the 60. Don't
Yeah,
do
you
it.
know what stopped going down for at least for the moment is Zillow. Which is
What's it at now?
66.
I'm too focused on my stupid Peloton short.
Hey, did I ever get a snap, Phil?
Sava 90, by the way.
No. I
Oh,
didn't.
nice. Where is my Peloton? What do I have? The
Snappy
57s
snap.
and the 56. Don't do it, Peloton.
Wow, Goose, really? I didn't even see this.
Yeah,
morning.
they had their earnings report this one. That was very good.
Yeah.
You see,
Really extended, though. A little tough to for me to trade this there.
you guys see how outlet broke down there?
Yeah.
That's the reason why I didn't want to hold my full position, because then what did it do? It could make me end up stopping out of my whole position. So I took off the momentum shares, and I can hold my average now, which is at 383. And it's okay to risk half of that position, because now the risk is what measured. So when you go into a lot of these like breakout momentum plays, yeah, you can say you're measuring the risk, but are you really? That's when I always ask myself, like, look back at it. Are you really measuring that risk? And this is a clear example of why I didn't want to be stuck in it, because it went right now from 420 all the way down to 393s. Next thing you know, it's near 385s or 383s, and I had to cut it because it's such a bigger position than I normally swing trade with.
Trivago, nice little stick there after you called that out,
it's-
Mitch. 290 high.
That also jumped out to me.
The dog, Spencer. The dog.
Yeah, I saw that.
The
Didn't
That's
give me a
fine.
fill though.
What
I have that
is-
order out there.
Don't chase that candle. Don't chase that
No,
candle.
I can't. I have the order out, and if I get filled, I get filled. If not, it goes, and then I guess I was on top of it, but didn't get the entry.
That's discipline.
On that
Imagine
ALZN.
yesterday.
On that ALZN that y'all mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and grab some shares right here at 316. Stop loss will be 295.
Oh,
Which one are you on?
ALZN.
Gotcha. I'll put your screen up. Can you put that ticker up?
Yeah, let me. Well, I'm watching Peloton, so give me a sec. Let me do it.
And oh, wait, Zunaid, I hate to do this to you also, but you should look at Ford.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit of a hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
My percentages went from like 176% to like 123. I'm like, all right, cool. Which it makes sense though, right? I'm okay with it in the sense of like it makes sense. $20, huge psychological level, sell off, profit taking, no problem. Go right ahead.
All right, guys. Industrials are starting to get up towards the highest sector, so keep your eyes on some of those industrials. So industries leading, airlines, Spencer on top, infrastructure operations, rental and leasing, aerospace, defense, tools and accessories, but a lot of green around there in the market today. So definitely one of these times where if you do have those nice day trades, it's okay to take some profit. You're getting a good momentum push. We're seeing gains all around. I mean, the only area that's in the red from the open is healthcare.
Yeah, and even that though, the healthcare,
It's a bounce back. Yeah.
There's not a lot going on. I just looked under the hood there. There's not a ton going on there.
Let's take a look at these airlines. So Azul doing well today. GOL, Hawaiian Holdings, SkyWest, not having a bad day. Alaska Air, Save, a lot of these having a decent day. I'm wondering how the cruise lines are doing. How's CCL? Not a bad move up there towards 20 526, but it's been making a huge move from 7 a.m. You're talking about 10% there. Look for a pullback in that name.
I'm out of
NCL.
Peloton. I'm done being stubborn.
It happens, bro.
Can't win
It
them all.
happens.
Zunaid.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah. I'll talk about that trade after you're done, Mitch.
No worries. So I'm
Lakshmi,
just looking at that.
Again. Keep that loss small. Sorry, Mitch. Trying to interact with the chat. My bad, my man.
You're good, man. Interact. That's what it's about. I mean, at the end of the day, we're here for you guys out there in the community. We're not doing this just to listen to ourselves here.
Yeah.
So definitely interesting day. I mean, when's the SPY going to pull back is the scary sign. This SPY has been really, really strong lately. I'm starting to get concerned, at least for my longs, when we're going to get that turnaround.
I mean, probably not for the end of the year. I mean, the end of the year is typically a very bullish time for stocks.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
But I'm a little concerned when you see that kind of trend.
The only time I can remember was it was 2018, right? Yeah, it was 2018, and for whatever reason, Q4 2018 was absolutely terrible. Especially December was bad. I remember being out of the office the whole week and I missed all the chaos. But Q4 of 18 sucked. Other than that, though, end of year is pretty good time for stocks, generally speaking. We're at our 65th new all-time high of the year in the S&P 500. So
I was talking about Trivago. Look at booking, ripping through the highs right there.
That was a great spot, Mitch. That timing was couldn't have really done that any better.
Well, you know how I got that, right, Ryan?
Nope.
Not because it was me. It was my alert. I just set an alert.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Planning. And so when did you set that alert? Was it during a trading day or was it outside market hours?
During Money Mitch on Tuesday when we were talking about Trivago and taking a look. Because why? Because it started giving that signs of bottoming action. And I always look for bottoming action in charts. I'm looking for stocks to reverse. A lot of the times I'm going to set a alert to alert me when it goes through. It was this trend line right here, 263, going through there. It alerted me, getting me to the stock, and then I take a look. Then I have to take an assessment. So my assessment was it was right here on this pop, and I was looking for a pullback to 270s. If I didn't get my entry, so be it. But that's what I want to be. So I want to be alerted to these moves, and I want to get to them and be able to look at that, then make the assessment there. Because if you go really quickly off your alert, it's not what I like to do because you're not taking that full assessment.
Real quick, it is a little bit weak, but if you want to go and grab some Nvidia, I went ahead and grabbed the 302.50 calls for $3.35. If it breaks $300 and if it goes to $299.50, I will go ahead and get out of it. But I am hoping for a bounce here, at least testing VWAP and getting us at least 304. So I'm risking about $2 and hoping for 3 to 4. The Facebook trade is still fine, by the way. But go ahead.
Real fast, just a programming note. So at 10 o'clock, we'll let Ryan and Zunaid go. Mitch and I may hang for a little bit, but we're running a couple replays. We're going to replay yesterday's episode of The Roadmap after this. It's going to go live at 10, and we're going to replay yesterday's episode of Cannabis Hour at 11, and then we're back live at noon with myself and AB on Benzinga.
Oh, there's no SPAC attack today?
No SPAC attack today.
Oh, why not?
Chris is out.
Because people have lives, man.
What?
Whoa.
That too, bro.
Spencer, Chris is out today.
Spencer's not feeling Fridays today.
No, not at all.
No, in all seriousness, Chris is out today. So
Spencer's on the weekend.
Damn, Mitch, you got to carry the show on your back, pal.
Bro, I got Lando. Don't worry. McLaren. Woo. Let's go.
What does that mean?
Gotta put it on your back.
One reference.
Hey,
Hertz Kramer just bought some Moderna on the dip. Hertz, what are you seeing for this trade here on Moderna? I'm very curious what you see there.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
We're at the low of the day. We're at the low of the half of the 6 months of the year.
But that's another story.
Wait, what'd you say, Ryan?
I said it's also junk.
Moderna?
Yeah.
All right, tell us what you think that. What's going on?
All right.
I mean,
strong
I mean,
feelings.
just look around. Of all of the vaccine stocks, I mean, it had a huge move.
I mean,
but-
yeah.
Oh, you mean like
it
that.
got to
Dude,
four
that
ninety seven.
vaccine is banned in some countries.
Mhm.
How are you
Okay.
going to compare that to Pfizer?
It got
Junk.
so there are so many of these stocks that we're looking back now, especially at January and February, but in Moderna's case, the high came in 1 July, and these prices, we can get back there, but if we do, it will take a long time because they're just ridiculous. Whether it's Moderna, whether it's Zillow or Peloton or Teladoc. What's Teladoc at today?
You
Zoom.
want to hear my reaction, Ryan? When
Teladoc
the
was at
doctor-
$308. It's 40. It's 147 right now.
Say again, Mitch?
the doctor was about to give me my second shot, and I had already gotten the Pfizer for the first one. And he goes, Moderna, right? And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I got Pfizer. Don't do that to me.
And he was like, I'm just messing with you.
Yep, pretty much. It was like, I have Pfizer. I was just bringing up
Okay.
Moderna here.
Let's go back to the scanner. I never strayed too far from the scanner during the day. Whoa, Ryan, what happened in the last 5 minutes with your favorite stock, Portillo's?
I wasn't watching it. PTLR, right?
He didn't put
now
his $1 million
down.
into it.
PTLO. What happened?
Oh,
Oh my
I don't
God!
know.
Spencer, you know what this means, right? This means that I need to put this company on my back and go there for dinner tonight. That's what the sell-off means. What can I say?
Toronto the Great.
Toronto.
This is one for Zunaid.
What's going on? I'm sorry.
Zunaid, Toronto the
Yeah.
Great wants to know, where do you locate the most liquid option tickers? Or maybe Ryan can answer this.
Whoa.
For me, I mean, you just look at the whatever stock you're trying to trade. You talking about like open interest wise? I assume.
It could be. I interpreted it as yes, options with the most open interest on any. But I don't know if that's necessarily what he means.
If that, I mean, you can use like something like what is it?
Because you can just go into your platform and just look up.
Yeah, like for me, whenever I want to trade a ticker, I just look at the open interest and know what's liquid and what's not, right? So, for example, that Peloton, the reason that I'm a little annoyed is because it was a little bit illiquid. So the spread was like 10%, and it was just, getting me all screwed up. And anyway,
Spencer, flip over to my screen. I'll do my best to kind of come up with something on the
and
fly.
while you do that, I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'll be.
Yep, all good. So who was this? This was Toronto the Great, right? Okay, so Toronto, one of the things that you can do is you can actually use the unusual options activity calendar. If you have that upgrade in Pro, you can actually use this calendar to do exactly what the guys were just saying. What I did is I came in today looking at the unusual options. I filtered for open interest, and now I have a list of tickers with the most open interest. Now, one of the things you'll notice are some of these are ETFs. So if you actually don't want that, you can come in here. Where is it? Trade type? Nope. It's symbol type, security type. Excuse me. I was looking for the wrong thing. Let's take ETF off there. Boom. Now I have a list of all of these stocks that have gigantic open interest. Now remember, these are only the stocks that had unusual options, but this can be a very good starting off point to figure out what stocks are liquid or which option chains are going to be liquid and which aren't. If you're seeing huge 100,000 numbers here in the open interest, you're probably going to be okay with the liquidity.
The Nvidia, by the way, is now freaking thankfully paying off for my Peloton losses. We went ahead and bought right here. I believe it was around $301, and now it's at $306. I ticked that. The calls are up about 55%. I'm going to go ahead and take at least half here because I got to recoup my losses, if you will. But the rest, I am going to hope for a retest of at least 310 and then maybe even higher than that. But I am out half my size here.
Zunaid was trying to talk about some kind of retail plays that you can still look at. Maybe they are lagging behind. Ulta, nice day, 3% out the gates. That's one that I'm looking to continue. And Meli, MELI, Mercado Libre, having a decent day. This is all going to be, I think, Amazon. If Amazon continues to have a good time, you'll slowly see that Meli have a good time. And with that being said, you can look at Shopify to also continue. They all trade very similar. Shopify, Meli, and Amazon. Definitely Shop is probably your highest flyer. biggest mover, but Melly has massive moves also. If you look here, went all the way up there towards almost 2,000, then retraced, now back up there. So if you use that 200-day moving average, I like. You're talking about 1610, but this is a very expensive stock, so not many people can trade it.
The ALZN stock that we're still in, you can see you can't see it on here because you don't have my broker.
I got you.
Oh yeah,
Hold
put
up,
his
but you're
up.
fine.
I got you.
You wanted to go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
No,
Or
I was
Ryan.
saying, put yours up. I'm interested
Okay,
to
yeah.
hear what you're doing with this.
Yeah, so pretty much got in at, I believe it was 312. I have to go back and take a look. Got in at 312 and I got in at $3. My stop loss is at 295. I've already put it in to my broker. For me, that $3 level, if it holds and we can continue and we go ahead and break 325, it'll be nice. And it is individuals on FinTwit that I believe are on this stock as well. So hopefully we get a little bit of a push from them. Which is what I believe caused the stock to continue rising in the first place. And it's holding VWAP at the moment. But yeah, $3 level, key. So I'm risking about 20 cents, and I'm hoping for at least a move towards 340 and then 350 and then onwards and upwards is what I'm thinking here. But Peloton, by the way, just, oh my God. So let me just quickly, and anyone has a trade, please just interrupt me.
Yeah, I just took one here real quick. It's not going to be a day trade. I'm taking PRTY. I'm seeing some flows in the.
You're
December
doing some
10
party?
RT.
Yep. This is one of the higher. I would classify this as slightly higher risk, just because first of all it's options, and second of all it's Party City. Not really a great stock here. Some interesting option flow, decent chart, and would like to see this pop above 10. I think that's absolutely possible here, especially if we keep getting option flow. So I just followed the option flow that I saw. It was the December 10 contract. I paid 85. I paid 85. So down a little bit on it now. Price is 82.5.
My only concern would be was this kind of a Halloween run and now could turn around?
No, that's never no.
I mean, you've got
no.
New Year's coming up. You've got Thanksgiving coming up as well.
No.
I will say, I walked
Halloween
into a Party
is
City.
the number
during
one.
Halloween.
Is the number one thing for Party City,
dude.
And it's already it's in Q4.
Do you think the market is that dumb? Do you think the market?
Spencer, yes.
Simply put, yes, I do.
Yes.
Do you think?
Yes, I do.
This thing trades, a couple million shares a day, if not more.
I have a line, Spencer, for this. The majority is not smart. The majority is dumb. The minority.
What makes you believe you're in the minority?
Smaller amount is smart.
Wait, what's that
Look at
line?
my picks. Look at my shit.
What's that line from George Carlin? Right? Think of how dumb the average person is, and then half people are dumber than that.
And Tommy Lee Jones.
I mean,
Tommy
that
Lee
is
Jones
true.
summed it
That's
up
how it
nicely
works.
too in Men in Black. He said a person is smart, but people, they're dumb, reckless, emotional, and he goes on to say something else, and you know it as he's talking to Will Smith. So it's the same thing. I totally agree.
I love
Okay.
it. Real quick,
Just like we all think that we're good drivers, right? That can't be true. But anyway,
Put
I'm
me in
definitely.
the car.
I would
Put
be
me in
shocked
the
if
car.
any of you could drive a car better than I can.
Zunaid,
I'll take
Zunaid,
you on
what's
a
up, man?
challenge, Ryan.
Let's do it, Mitch. We got to do it sometime.
Let's
Zunaid,
do it. Stick,
we'll
though.
have a race
Stick.
off.
Of course.
Apparently.
Of course. That's a real man race.
I'm going to go ahead and just step in here. ALZN tried to break that 325 once again right over here. Could not do it. Now it's going to come back and test VWAP and then maybe test the $3 level here again. I am still in this trade. 295 is going to be my stop loss. I was really hoping this would break the 325, but so far it hasn't. So if you're not comfortable with the risk, please go ahead and get out. Nvidia went ahead and popped over VWAP, and now it went ahead and tested on the other 5 minute. Now it's going to try to go back again. We got into this trade at the 301 level because of that $300 support. I believe Facebook is not doing well. Yeah, Facebook, it was in gains, up about 30%. I didn't lock it in. And now I am red on the trade. I will go ahead and get out of this at the break of 340. That's my bad for not paying attention and not taking profits, but that's what I've got so far. Netflix, by the way, you had some calls coming in on Netflix. I believe they were I got to go back and take a look at what they were. The 660s for next week, about $250,000 if you guys were interested in that.
Yeah, and some more option flow that I was recently seeing here. I didn't take this like I took the party trade, but if you look at ticker AI, right, and you look at the November contract, we've got gigantic size in the 50, the 55, and the 60. If I look through some of the here,
I got you.
yeah, it's a different screen. I'm sorry. We don't have an option chain in Pro, so I use my broker for it, and it's arranged in a way I can't really put it on the screen easily. But there are tons of option flow in here. I see that the 60s and the 50s look to be part of a spread, at least according to the broker here. So I wouldn't be surprised if they sold some of the 60s to finance the purchase of some of the 50s. 55 looks to be the midpoint there. So something's going on in AI. I didn't take this. Obviously, it printed 51.32 on the high, and it's pulled now back down to 49.17. Some really interesting option flow in this name, though.
All right, it is 10:07. We've got a replay rolling right now, the roadmap, and that'll roll into another replay, like I said, at 11 o'clock of Cannabis Hour. So I think we should go around the horn here. We'll all give our final thoughts of the day, and whoever wants to start can start. And then while we do that, if we can get the likes up to 500, we're at 233 right now. I think 500 is doable. Let's get those likes up to 5. Ryan, you want to start with your final thoughts?
Sure. Final thoughts here. This has been kind of a crazy week. Lots of earnings. Next week, you should see some digestion of all of this crazy stuff that we saw go on this week. I like you had mentioned earlier, generally speaking, this time of the year is pretty bullish for stocks. I'm going to be looking for opportunities like that going forward here. I'm going to be using the SPY and the Dow as indicators. If they're up and if they look strong, then risk on. If they're pulling back, I'm going to be looking for relative strength. Pretty easy plan. As far as some individual names, I'm always going to be keeping an eye on things like Apple, Amazon, and the payment processors. I don't think it's over after this recent batch of earnings reports. And then I'm also going to keep watching some of the ESG plays. My favorite one, ticker CHRA.
All right, Mr. Zunaid.
ALZN right on cue. I am stopped out as promised. I went ahead and, matter of fact, got me by 2 cents. If it wants to go back above 3 and hold, maybe I'll get back in the trade. But Facebook, it's looking to break that 340. So I went ahead and just cut that one, as you see there right there. Lost for me on that. Lost for me on Peloton. Thankfully, Nvidia went ahead and saved me. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've got.
Mitch.
Okie dokie. Like always, guys, I'm going to keep watching some of these swing trades that I have on. Today, I was trying to get Trivago, wasn't able to grab that one, but we'll see if it pulls back a little bit later. Swing trades that I'm in: Black Sky, SEH, Outlet, AMC, DM, Genie, but that's more of a long-term one that I keep holding. DM coming down today significantly towards 837s. If it does come down below 8s towards 750s, that's where I'll hit my ad on DM. I'm still positive on this stock, and it should do well going into the earnings. We'll see what happens with that. Of course, AMC's the stock for me to watch right now. I've been in this one, adding to it yesterday. Want to see it close above 42 today. If we don't close above 40 today, I will be taking my profits and then just looking for a re-entry because AMC should continue to run here versus go sideways. If it goes sideways here, then I don't think the momentum is on. My timing could be off, and I'd get out of the trade.
All right, and I will keep an eye on Snapchat. If I get a fill, cool, 52. If I don't, oh well, I tried. And yeah, that's that. Keeping an eye on all these earning stocks because these earnings moves, man, they can reverse on you hard. Hey, and also, I mentioned the Bed Bath thing. Look, again, Bed Bath, it's the same as yesterday. I mean, the high of the day, what looks like. I mean, I'm not trying to. I don't know the future and all, but. Look, where's my chart? Look at the Bed Bath thing. That's not Bed Bath. Where's Bed Bath? There's Bed Bath. 15-minute chart.
You said bed and bath way too many times over the past.
Same
right?
chart.
That was a lot. I was
yesterday, high of the day, first 15 minutes. Today, high of the day, high for now.
Is that Portner's favorite store?
Okay. And on that note, we are done. Everyone, please remember all the information from our show meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. And, you know what? Actually, there's one more thing I want to do, and I can do it right now after everyone else leaves, but I just want to do a real fast crypto update, if I could, Ryan, have a great rest of your day. Zunaid, have a great rest of your day. Mitch, have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you in a little bit. And let's do a fast crypto update.
See ya.
Before I
Take care, Spence. Take care,
before I
everyone.
hop off the stream, guys, let's do one of these guys. Just to get an idea here, we'll look at the heat map. We see mostly red, right? We see Sheeb up 8%. Congratulations to Sheeb, but come on now. What are we talking about? Bitcoin down 1%, quiet. ETH down 1%, quiet. Man, Binance Coin. Whenever I look at Binance Coin, it seems like it's always higher. Can we go a little bit deeper on we can pull this up in Pro. Let's pull this up in Benzinga Pro and look at Binance Coin, because it does seem like I feel like we have it. Yeah, we do. Yeah, BNB. This just seems like every day. Oh, what, my charts don't want to work for me now? Maybe we need to refresh here. It just seems like every day we got Binance Coin trading higher. Do you guys feel that way as well? All right, my charts want to be dumb. Fine, you don't get to go on the screen. But Binance Coin up today. Feels like it's up all the time. What else was I looking at? We were looking at let's bring the heat map back up. Let's go heat map. Come on, computer, work for me. There we go. Solana down 2.5%. Litecoin down 2%. Doge flat. Cardano 1%. I don't know. Nothing really jumps out to me. Biggest story of the day in crypto land, obviously, is the Bitcoin Cash Kroger headline. That was fake. Literally a fake press release. So, yeah. Somebody called the SEC or something. Hey, look at XRP. Does anyone still even trade XRP? I know it's one of the larger ones, but is that still a thing? I didn't think that was still a thing. Anyway, you can get some free Bitcoin. All you have to do is download the Voyager app, enter the code ZING, fund your account, make your first trade, and there you go. $50 in BTC for free. And on that note, we are wrapping up the show. So we've got a replay going from yesterday's episode of the Roadmap. That's going live right now. This video will redirect you to that stream. That will redirect you to a replay of yesterday's episode of Cannabis Hour, which was a great show. And that will redirect you to Benzinga live at noon. Myself and Aaron Bree doing our usual thing at noon. So I'll see you guys there, everyone. Good luck this morning, and stay green.